Elon Musk, government watchdog, and the guy getting billions of dollars in government contracts. Sounds totally normal, right? Wrong. And watch as Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett calls him out on
So
it.
while he was boosting those lies about U.S. aid, and he was stopping money going for, say, things such as Head Start, somehow the only money that didn't stop was the money to him and his organization. Now, I don't know how you can have him be the watchdog as well as the guy that is literally living off of the government. If we want to talk about government welfare, it looks like Elon Musk, because it's my understanding that just on yesterday, a new contract was approved for approximately $300 million for Elon Musk.
Once again, she nailed it. Elon Musk is not draining the swamp. He is the swamp. While people who rely on government programs to help them are losing those programs, Musk's companies like SpaceX and Tesla and Starlink are getting billions of dollars in contracts from the government. But don't worry, he's totally unbiased.
But the real issue here is that he's talking a big game about transparency, but he's not being transparent himself. This idea that Elon Musk shouldn't have to do financial disclosures like everybody else who's working in the government is ludicrous.
They're
The New York
over the
Times,
DOGE website.
well, also when you pull it up, it's empty right now. And President Trump said yesterday, oh, well, he doesn't need to do it. Caroline Leavitt has said he doesn't need to do it. The New York Times is reporting that at least 11 of the federal agencies that they have gone after have open complaints, over 32 open complaints into Musk's businesses.
Okay, so we need to unpack this. We need to unpack this.
Let me jump in here real quick. Mm-hmm. The Falcon 9 rocket has reduced the cost to put 1 kilogram into space, reduced it from $10,000 per kilogram to $2,500 per kilogram. Elon Musk and SpaceX are actually saving the U.S. taxpayer money by having a reusable rocket technology. It is amazing. If I was Jasmine Crockett, you can say one of two things. You can say either she doesn't know this, which is embarrassing because she's a congresswoman, or she knows it and she's willing to be a sacrificial black crash dummy and put herself out there and lie about it. Okay. So SpaceX is actually creating value for the American taxpayer. Starlink is a system that put Western North Carolina back into a position where they could communicate when the U.S. government wouldn't do it. Okay. Mm-hmm. So what Elon Musk and his companies have brought to this country has been immeasurable in terms of the value that it's created for us and put us ahead, especially in space transportation technology, beyond any other country or company in the world.
Right. Yeah. Not only that, but she's lying. So first of all, she literally said he was living off of the government welfare. Elon Musk was a billionaire with a B before he even got involved with the government. Okay. Now, the little bit of money that she actually quoted, she said he was $300 million. He got a contract recently for $300 million. That is nothing compared to his net worth. And I know that's hard for us to understand, but the man is worth over $400 billion. $300 million ain't nothing to him.
Right.
So what is she talking about? He is living off of the government welfare system. What is she talking? She's lying.
She like you said, I'm going to go like Tyrone said, either she doesn't know. How about all these? There have been a number, and we still have them. We still use them. Raytheon, Boeing, other companies that contract with the government to make weapons, military space weapons, things like that. So this is nothing out of the norm. That's number one. Number two, if I have my fiscal years correct, you know how they play with the time and the calendars, the federal fiscal year starts October the 1st. So fiscal year 2025 started October the 1st, 2024. Who was the president? I mean, I don't know either. We think it was Biden, but but so that means not only that, it would have been signed the year before to be effective on October the 1st. So they like to play with the calendar and the dates and the times, whatever. So let's just put those facts out there. Maybe she's confused about that too, but I'm not. So again, Elon Musk, all these other contractors, but not only are they providing value as far as a space and weapons, but the value is innumerable because it is protective for the United States defense.
Mm-hmm. And not only that, real quick, I think what she's actually referring to with the $300 million is the request that the Biden administration put a bid out there for armored electric vehicles. Okay. Mm-hmm. So Tesla bid for that. Turns out no other EV company submitted a bid. So the State Department under Biden preliminarily gave it to Tesla. They make cars. They bid for the work. They were the only bidder. They got it. Then Trump came along, canceled the deal. But what the hell do I look like in front of my shareholders if there's a bid and I don't bid for something that we make? Okay. Mm-hmm. If you guys in the zeitgeist don't like $400 million of armored EVs, vote them out, which is what happened. And Trump, the new president, canceled the deal.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Dina, one of the things I think that we're losing sight of with Ms. Crockett is, again, and I keep harping on this, is the Democrats are scrambling to find some sort of somebody who can be their leader. Mm-hmm. So if you take a look at Jasmine Crockett 6 months ago, and if you think she's, a little extra now, you should have saw her then. They've cleaned her up. They've dusted her off. They've gave her some handouts and props and that kind of thing. And honey, it's still not working. Mm-hmm. It is still not working. She's a whole attorney, so words are her business. She knows exactly what she's saying and how she's shading those words. And the problem that she's going to have with Elon Musk is find me his natural competition. Find me his natural competition. You find me the guy who's going to go out and catch a rocket in his hand like a second baseman on a fly ball. Show me that dude, then we can sit down and have that conversation. But as long as he's the only guy in the space, so the United States should not use that technology, miss me. And you want to talk about somebody on the government grift, girl, who you work for? Mm-hmm. Where you get your check? And how much work have you done?
Right. You better thank the taxpayer.
Right.
Those are
want to know.
Those are taxpayer-funded weaves. You're right.
Yeah. Came out of Tyrone's IRS account. That's what that is. Let me tell you, she has got a lot of nerve, and it takes a lot of nerve to scrap your way up to the top in the Democrat Party. It takes a lot of hair pulling, a lot of eyelash flapping to get to the top when you have the likes of Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi and Maxine Waters who've been sitting in those seats so long that their booty print is indented in those seats.
And so look, I want to jump in. We have somebody, a super chatter here. Gimpy says, this woman is ratchet and unfit for civil service. Wow.
She's a lot. She's a lot, but you have to be. I mean, how do you get to the top? In Republican circles, you work really hard. You work really hard and you get in front of the right people. You say the right things. You put your name on a ballot and you throw up in your mask when you're getting elected the first time. That was my experience, right? But then it gets easier because you stand on your product and you stand on your work. When you have someone who's saying, well, no one here really is doing anything. How do I get to the top? Well, let me look a little bit more soothing to the American public and change my words a little bit. But her politics haven't changed. Mm-hmm. She's the same old girl. You can put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig.
Yeah, she's awful. She's awful. And, it's obvious that these Democrats are grasping at straws. They are trying every way they can to get the American people's eyes off of DOGE, off of what they're uncovering and onto nonsense. This is the Democrat game plan time and time again. They don't want us on information, on data, on numbers. They want us on stupid stuff. emotionalizing. Everything's racist, white privilege, white superiority, supremacy, yeah, and all this type of stuff. This is what they want us to look at to keep us off of what is actually important. Because if we find out that they are grifting us, they know it's going to be all hell to pay. At least I hope we're smart enough to do, people to see what they're doing and say, well, I can't vote for these people because they're stealing from us. They're stealing.
And so they're laughing at us while they do it. Right. They're quite literally going, aha, he found it. Oh, well, we're going to talk about his son. His son has a funny name. Ha ha ha. Like, we're not here for any of this diversion. I want to know. My whole life, we've been hearing that Social Security was bankrupt. Social Security is bankrupt. You'll never get your money out of Social Security. It's like they were grooming us.
Right.
Middle school up. That the money that we've paid into the system is not going to be available to us because baby boomers. Yeah, I was so young, I didn't know what a baby boomer was, but I hated them off the top because here I am, 16, selling hard lines at Sears, never going to see any of this damn money back, right?
Absolutely.
Well, you take a look now, and they've been giving it to transgenders in Guatemala and the other foolishness. Wow. I mean, as an American, that should make your blood boil. It really should.